without further ado, let's go to our wonderful, I like to say, well, she's a social worker, a licensed clinical social worker, but she really knows how to move your heart and to talk to us about relationships. And we're watching her go through hers in a really courageous and dynamic way. Get your hands together for our friend, Miss Mylira Green. Mylira Green.
Mylira! Your earrings.
Thank you. Thank you.
Those are great earrings. Oh,
Mylira, I got a question, though.
Okay.
I got a question. So when one is being selfish and trying to, first, I just learned that sometimes it's okay to be selfish, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with one being selfish and you're trying to move on into a different space, but you don't want to leave somebody behind, does that make sense?
Yes.
How do you disconnect from that without being mean? Because mean to show up versus the person that I'm trying to be, the old me to show up, where I'd be like, I don't give a fuck, go on, leave me the fuck. Sorry, I forgot. Leave me the fuck alone.
It's okay.
You know what I'm saying? Sorry, boss. Sorry. But how do I fix that?
Absolutely. So here's the thing. I tell people that we need to change our definition of selfish. Number one, self-care is not selfish, it's worship. If you were created by the ultimate creator himself and you are a masterpiece, mastering peace, when you take care of yourself, it's not selfish. That's exactly what it is. I'm taking care of me. And then two, the only reason why that anger comes up is because we still feel like we got to prove ourselves to somebody. If you know that that person is not meant for you or they need to shift their role in your life, then shift their role in your life without having to feel like you need to explain yourself. Now, do we need to have adult conversations and have closure? Absolutely. But if that person's going to bring you out of your character, they probably shouldn't have been in your space in the first place. So it's really being able to take a moment to separate and move to a different space. So that's what I would say. Like if it's making you angry and mad, it's because you're trying to prove yourself to that person and they don't need to have an explanation about what you're choosing to do to take care of yourself. Does that answer your question?
It does. That's why they pay you the big bucks. Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I do have to say today I had somebody ask me a question. She watches this every single week. Her name is Charlene, and she asked me, she said, hey, Mylira, when people are just talking about moving forward and moving on, the question that we had a discussion about was just what happens when it comes to affairs. Like, why do people have affairs? So I just want to shout her out because I think that's a really great question. Okay. And not necessarily just in conversation. Those are topics that people don't talk about, right? And when you're talking about this topic, I say typically people do not commit affairs because they actually want to that other person cleans better than their spouse. They don't commit affairs because that person drives a little bit better than their spouse. They commit affairs because it's an escape. That means that I don't have to worry about all the things that is actually on my plate. I don't have to worry about my kids when I'm with that person. I don't have to worry about my bills. I don't have to worry about the stresses of life. All I get to worry about is me and you in this moment. Because we've been talking a lot about committed relationships up here. We've been talking a lot about transitions and how to go next, but we don't talk about the why things really break up. And a lot of it is because us as human beings don't have a lot of space of being able to escape from just life. It kind of goes back to your question, Shreya, like how do I take care of myself and move about? I cannot take care of myself if I don't have a space to actually dump and be me. I don't have a space to actually fill my glass and fill my cup. So if there's a person that's outside of my relationship that gives me an opportunity to escape, then that is what I'm going to do. Like Raya says, affairs has nothing to do with the other person. Absolutely not. It has all to do with this moment right here. I don't have to worry about anything. So then the dynamic question that was asked, and I see your question that I'm going to transition to is, well, how do we make the marriage the escape? So go ahead, Mike.
Oh, I had something to say. You dropped that on me. That changed my whole direction. How do we make the marriage the escape? Okay, hold on to that. Okay, don't forget that's what we're talking about. Okay. One of the things I thought about is you're talking about this. A lot of times men cheat to escape. Well, you didn't even say men, just people cheat to escape. first of all, you shouldn't want to escape. You know, you should be in a relationship where you shouldn't want to have to escape. You know, it's like that ain't working if you need to be somewhere else. I always think, and I could be wrong on this, but I think that people have affairs and that people cheat because they're not getting what they want at their house. See, men are lazy. We some lazy mother. Let me tell you something. If we could just have a remote control and just and sit in front of TV all day long and just have women stroke us, that's what we would do. We are lazy. But if you bring us what we want, we ain't going nowhere. Cause we lazy. You know, so we talk real quick, and I don't want to go too long on this. We joke sometime about Halle Berry. You know, Halle Berry has been in a relationship with 4 incredible men. And all 4 of them slapped the shit out of her. All 4 of them. Okay, maybe it was something she said. I don't know. The one common denominator was Halle Berry. So for some reason, something she's saying or doing with these men are making them say, I'm gonna have to slap the taste out your mouth. Okay. So what I'm saying is we shouldn't be in relationships that make us want to escape. Because when we want to escape, yeah, we are going to cheat. And we're going to cheat because we don't get what we want at home. I think as a man and a woman in a relationship, we should give each other everything the other person wants as long as it doesn't hurt, deteriorate, or tear down ourselves. Whatever they want. If it don't hurt you and you love that, let me get some of that for you. Want some ice on that? I'm going to get that right now. You know, and so that's what I'm sort of thinking on that. But I need to get that thought out. Now tell me the thing I said hold on to.
Yeah, so the biggest piece is your marriage should be your escape. Like when you are with your significant other and you guys have made this commitment to do life together, the way that this should look is when I am with you, the rest of the world does not matter. It doesn't mean that we don't have challenges. It doesn't mean that we don't have disagreements because you're going to think differently anyway. But you should be the thing that I'm consumed with that brings heaven here on earth. Marriage is supposed to be a direct replication of how God loves the church, right? And that comes with grace, that comes with mercy, that comes with patience. If I'm not giving that in my marriage, then I'm not allowing myself to be consumed by this person that brings me a sense of peace. Because now I'm making this thing more of I'm checking boxes because we got married and this is what I think I should do instead of this is what I desire to do. Instead of falling in love with that person every single day, I'm going to find a reason to fall in love with you again. I'm going to find reasons that, hey, when life got serious, let's slow down. Let's go on a date. Let's do something different. That's how you become consumed and honestly acknowledging your human experience. As humans, just because you're in a relationship, it don't turn off your eyes. You're still going to find people attractive. It don't turn off your connections. You're still going to find people energy like you like, hey, like I really enjoy your time. It don't mean I'm trying to cheat. It is humanly, I made a connection with you. So when you're honest with your human experience, you'll catch it before you even go outside to try to feel something. Because you'll say, hey, babe, I actually like that conversation with so-and-so, but I'm supposed to like a conversation with you. Come here. Let's talk real quick. It's not a competition. It is I'm allowing you to have a human experience to say like, hey, I am not going to allow for us to separate any further, but I'm going to actually come and escape with you. So when I'm noticing the world is getting a little more of me, I'm now going to come to you and say, but you deserve that amount of energy. You deserve that part of me. And that's how your marriage become an escape, is when you actually have your human experience and then being real with it. And then coming to your spouse and say, hey, let's come together and let's do this together.
Yeah, I'm holding on with tooth and nail to, I want to escape into my wife. I want to escape into Sonia. I don't want to escape nowhere else. She is the escape. She is the place that I want to run to. And everything else is the thing that pushes me in her direction because she is the center for me. You know, and I mean, everybody different. But I'm just saying, for me, she's the reason because when I met her, I'd already decided I wasn't dating no more. I mean, I was gonna be getting with her, but I wasn't gonna be dating anymore because I had been in 3 long-term relationships, and here I was not fulfilled. And then this woman walks across the street and steals my heart. And I mean, and both of us, I mean, we're not no spring chicken. I'm 66, she's 55, 54, 54, you know, depending on what her side of it. But we found each other and we thought, wow, we got so far along in life. We thought the perfect one probably is come and gone.
Yeah.
And here we are. We are absolutely perfect for each other. We adore each other. We want to lift each other. She is my escape. That's what I wanted to always be. And if she's not being that, then it's my responsibility to tell her that. To say, look, you're not giving me this, and I really need to have this for me to be whole. You know, and if I'm doing that and she still ain't giving it to me, then the problems begin.
And that's the piece of it. Like we do this service where we don't realize there's a harmony between loving myself and then sharing love with others. Like we've made this, oh no, you need to just find that love in you. Don't nobody complete you. They don't make you any better. Like you have to have it yourself. And I'm like, but then why do we have relationships if that's the case? We want to have people that's going to bring the best version of ourselves out. We want to have people that's going to be a mirror of us. My love for me helps you love me better. But my love for me does not determine whether I need love or not. So then, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And I was going to say, and then what ends up happening is we have these messages where the reason why people don't escape in their marriage, because we're told you don't need another person to fulfill you. You don't need another person to love you more than you. Like all you need is just you. So then when the marriage begins to disseminate and we start to find energy other places, I am not going to go to that person that the world tells me, oh, they don't need to fill your cup. You got to do that yourself. And then we're stuck in that same routine of, well, now I'm by myself. Now I'm entertaining other things instead of us actually going deeper with the person that we said I do with.
Okay, I need to bounce back to my best friend on here. Rojas and I, this is my dude. You know, Rojas and his wife, Shendra, that's my family. And so this dude said he disagreed. Many couples have it all and love each other dearly, but they cheat. I disagree with your disagreement, Mr. Rojas, because if they really had it all, if they really loved each other dearly, then they wouldn't cheat. They would find a way to find a sweet spot for both of them if they really had it all. They don't have it all. I'm not saying I'm right or that you're wrong, Rojas. I'm just saying I feel that that's the thing that drives you away. The thing that makes you go the other way is you don't feel like you have it all. Maybe the other person think y'all got it all. Maybe the other person think, oh, we deeply in love. But parts of you are not feeling it if you're seeking something somewhere else. I'm sorry. Wait,
no, you're fine.
He popped in. Do you have a question, Katie? Did you have a point?
I was feeling about kind of like piggyback off what you and Rojas were saying.
Don't pay no attention to Rojas, please. All right, go ahead.
I can't stand my boss. No, really. I kind of agree with you, Michael. Sorry, Rojas. But because for real, if you're a person, maybe you just like variety. And if you express that to your spouse, that you like variety and you're both in compliance with you indulging into your variety, then it's not cheating. Cheating is anything. People think cheating has to do with everything sexual. Cheating is anything that you got to sneak or hide or be deceitful about to go outside of for your spouse. That's cheating. But if you let them know and you inform them and you guys talk it out and work it out, then that you should be able to do whatever that thing is. And if they don't agree with it, you got to decide, is this what I want to continue to live with for the rest of my life? Or do I want to go our separate ways? So like Roger said, like saying what Roger said, no, you don't have it all if you got to sneak, lie, steal, and all that outside of your relationship. Escaping into your relationship is the best thing I've heard today. Escaping into your spouse. I'm glad Michael is going to escape to his spouse.
Yes. Rojas is just messy. Rojas like, yeah, but the Paulette agrees with me, and then he gonna put 4 doggone exclamation points. He be trying to start fights. Wait,
that's funny. Well, honestly, to be completely honest with y'all, both of y'all are correct, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Can I say something before you tell him that? Because I want you to put mine in there too. Okay. I think that nobody besides you, Mylira, is being realistic. That's just my personal opinion. I'm just being realistic. I agree with Rojas and Sister Paulette. We've watched it for centuries. We watched it. People, this is, like I said, this is my personal opinion. I think that men temptation, I worked in a barbershop. Men can love, they can desire, they can care. Temptation on its own sometimes distracts people into have you doing things that you know you not supposed to do. So sometimes with men, especially men, wealthy men or men who have money, that temptation is a lot more different from a regular man. So to me, as far as cheating and all of that, all of it goes under one umbrella. I mean, I don't even I don't even see how people could be like you cheating when you already know what come with the lifestyle. That's just me personally. It's just certain jobs that it come with it. It's not make it doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's a part of that lifestyle. That's just my personal opinion.
I
So
just
all
want
of, yeah, go
I
ahead.
gotta say, bless your heart, bless your little heart for thinking like that. But I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I think that you can find true love, and I don't think that everybody cheats. I look at Barack Obama. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever see that happening. I don't ever see cheating happening in that situation because they both come and bring what each other needs. You know, in the Hebrew faith, there's a thing called a besherta. Your besherta is your perfect other half. According to the Hebrew faith, God made all souls in perfect halves. And then when you find your half, you become whole. And you never look again because your heart sings a royal song. And people say, well, if that's true, why there's so many divorces? That's because you didn't find your besherta. You found some shit. I mean, you found somebody that was close to what you want. They got a lot of the stuff, but not all of it. And then we tend to settle. You know, okay, well, she does give head and she does give me massages. Okay, but she don't like to do this or that. I'll settle. And then 3 or 4 years down the road, you'd be like, man, I really need that thing I need. And so I've settled and I can't settle no more. So now you start the peeking and the sneaking. Where can I get that thing without disrupting what I already have? Let me see how I can get that other thing that I need. I'm just saying, if you don't get your completion where you are, you will complete somewhere else. But if you're somewhere and a person makes you feel whole and complete, man, you ain't trying to do nothing to mess that up. At least I am not. I'll sit silent. Mylira.
Absolutely. So, and that kind of brings all it together because that's basically what Rojas was saying. Like when you find that person, then you're not gonna go out and cheat. But then there's a second piece of what he said is, but they still cheat. Why is that? A lot of it, again, you have to determine if this is an emotional cheat or a physical cheat. They're two different separate things. You can have everything emotionally in your spouse, but because sex is so demonized and we don't talk about our sexuality, we don't talk about our kinks, we don't talk about what we want, we don't talk about what we need. You can be everything best to the grand poobah, but if the bedroom is not meeting your needs, that other person is going to be your escape. I love my wife. I love my husband. You are the best thing since sliced bread, but baby girl, you don't put it down the way I need you to. So she's coming back. But then that comes to the communication that Katie was talking about. Because in your relationship, my Bible says that the marriage bed is undefiled. That means you determine what undefiled is. Now, I'm not going to tell somebody what to do in your bedroom, but I will tell you, have those conversations with your significant other. Hey, everything is fine. We are amazing, but you're not meeting this need for me. So either we're going to go explore together, or I need to ask your permission. Do you mind once a month? I kind of go have those conversations. Those are very difficult conversations, but they are necessary to have. So then people don't cheat. Cheating is when it's in secret. And then the emotional side, now that's a totally different type of cheating. Because that's typically when your needs are not met holistically. Because now somebody else can tell you sweet nothings and you believe it. Somebody else can tell you what they can promise you and you believe it. So it really depends on where you are in your relationship. So people can literally have everything in their home, but if that one thing is off and you're not talking to your spouse about it and y'all don't come up with a solution together, then you are going to cheat. Nothing is perfect. Even that thing that completes you, there's going to be moments where you're going to have seasons where somebody going to be at this level in life and somebody going to be in that level of life. And if you're not communicating about it, open up that door to do something else. So it literally boils down to having that communication, creating what your agreement is in your marriage and not care about what other people think because it's your bedroom, your marriage, and your relationship.
And I have to say this, everything's about communications and relationships. And that's not just in the relationships of love. In any relationships in life, in any business you're doing, everything's about communication and relationships. How you talk to people and how you relate to them will determine your altitude, how high or low you'll go. You know, I have to address this real quick. One lady jumped on and said, I don't know if this is a lady, a man, or what, Rob Maxwell. So I'm gonna say it's a guy, because he puts it Robert Moore. He said, I thought this was a family show. You thought wrong. Okay, it's a family show. You know, we try to stay as family as we can to 8 o'clock. But after 8 o'clock, we get to be regular folks talking show. So the good time to run is at 8:01. But up until then, we try not to say stuff that's going to offend or shock your kids. But what it is a reality show. It's a show of people just being real and comfortable and loving each other and saying what they need to say. I won't let anybody abuse anybody on this show. So as long as you're not doing that, we just here trying to learn some stuff and have some fun. I hope I've made that clear.
But that's the important part, what he just said, though. Like, he wouldn't have had to say that if he didn't get uncomfortable by a 3-letter word, sex. Why? Like, why do we get so that's how you become a family. That's how you become a human being. That's why marriages are falling apart, because nobody wants to talk about that one thing.
That one thing. Which makes me throw this question in. Is masturbation cheating?
No.
If you don't communicate it with your spouse, yes. Because if you don't know what your spouse okays are, and it doesn't mean that they need to tell you, yeah, you can do this amount of time. But if there's not a conversation that is what you're doing, imagine if you are your significant other and you feel like I'm meeting all your needs. And you happen to walk in the bathroom and, oh, wait a minute, that's a whole nother conversation. Am I need? Am I doing whatever? And I'm not saying that you have to sit here and tell them all details, but some people are offended by that. So you have to ask your spouse, what is your definition of cheating? For some people, they don't give a flip phone. For other people, they do care. That's where those conversations come from. Like, that's when we're talking about communication. I'm not saying nobody's act is right or wrong, but in your marriage, in your committed relationship, you should ask, what do you deem as cheating? What do we deem as okay? What do we deem as I can toil this line, but I can't do that? For some people, I'm okay if you talk to people about whatever you want to talk about, but just don't touch them. For other people, touch them and do whatever. Like, you need to have those conversations so that you can know what's okay and what's not okay.
I would have thought masturbation. I would have thought when a person does masturbation, I would have thought that that's a cop out for the woman. Go ahead and enjoy yourself. I don't want to be bothered tonight. So I would think that's what I'm saying. Everybody, all three of y'all have been married before in y'all lives. So, I mean,
allegedly,
congratulations. Because to me, some of the stuff that's coming out y'all mouths is like, what the double hockey sticks? What are they talking about?
Katie.
Well, Mylira basically confirmed everything that I said is correct. And I
love the flip phone. What the flip phone? Go ahead.
I know, I love that. But everything still rolls back around to what Michael said, communication. What Straya said, they're gonna
temptation.
They're gonna do it, this, that, and the other. But if you go, at the end of the day, the circle ends back with what I said. If you truly, truly love and care about somebody, and you communicate that this is what we're doing, that's how all the different letters for the community came about. Because some people are into this, that, and the other, but that don't mean they don't love you. That don't mean that they don't care about you. And it's up to you to either fulfill or allow them to go. Not gonna say allow like you're, because we're not property, but allow them to go fulfill whatever need that they have. The reason why the relationships that I've ever been in were so long and so successful is because I believe in meeting whatever need and communicating what I like and what I don't like. And sometimes you got to do stuff you don't like if you love somebody.
And your hot pocket too. Don't forget, like Mylira said, people don't want to mention sex. Your hot pocket played a major part too, baby girl.
I just didn't say the word because somebody got uncomfortable.
I just gotta say, if masturbation is cheating, I'm a constant cheater. I'm a serious cheater. I'm cheating all the time.
It's not cheating if she knows. That's
okay, all right, okay. Well, I'm gonna start calling her with phone in one hand.
But Bob, you really lucky.
If they help?
What'd you say, Katie?
Is it masturbation if they help? Just asking. Anyway.
Nah, Katie, you taking it somewhere else. Hey, boss.
Okay, no longer. This is no longer a family show.
Yeah, but
not now.
Mylira and Katie know this because they met Sonya and the Colyar clan. The ones that do know, Michael Coylar really looked up because he can say in front of his wife, she's beautiful, and she'll agree and say she is beautiful, baby, and it be okay. A lot of spouses, men and women, you can't do that with. You just cannot. A woman can fake and act like she okay with it, but not okay with it. Because once they get home, she bitching or she having a fit.
Yeah.
I've yet to, I mean, Michael and a couple of other people where it's rare where you could sit there and be like, she beautiful. She is, baby. And not feel a care in the world. So he just
I usually see her first.
My baby has self-confidence, so she ain't out here all insecure. And I live in an environment that's full of beautiful people. That's how I live. So so if I see somebody beautiful, it could be a lady or a man. If they look great, they may be wearing a fly hairdo, nice outfit, or whatever. I always compliment everybody, and my woman knows that's true of me. So she know I ain't flirting just to say, wow, you look great. Because you look great, I'm going to say so. You got beautiful teeth, I'm going to say so. People get up in the morning and spend an awful lot of time trying to get themselves together because they care about what people think, how they look. So if you walk up and say to somebody, wow, you look great. Look at those wonderful earrings. You know, something like that, it lifts a person. It don't cost me nothing to do that. So I'm going to always do that. And Walter, who's one of the producers, keeps trying to call me. I never have him calling during the show, so I might be missing something important. There's a special thing we have to do right now before we let you go. We wanted to celebrate you today. You come on here all the time and you talk to us about how to get our relationships together while you're in the midst of dealing with yours. And it's not going exactly how you wanted to go, but we're watching you. And you're still navigating these waters with dignity and courage and beauty. So we have an appreciation award we want to give you today. And that is not the one. I took the wrong picture. Okay, this is the one. I will get it to you. And it's a certificate of appreciation. It simply says, and grateful recognition of your continuing service and support. We hereby present Mylira Green, LCSW, plus so much more, with this certificate of appreciation for teaching us all how to walk this life with courage and dignity. On this first day of December 2023, you are Bad Motor Scooter. You lift us, you teach us, you heal us, and we are so proud of you. I'm so ignorant. I took the picture of the one without the right, and I want to post it for you, but I will be making sure you get this solid one in your hand. And we just
and then laminate it, and he gonna laminate it.
Thank you. Y'all have
now. We love you so much. Thank you for all that you give and all that you do for us and how you're showing us how to walk. You know, can we give us some love? We got a lot of we still got our appreciation. All right, we way late. So tell us how to fast.
Yes, real quick, I want to say happy birthday to the best mother alive. Today she is 52 years old. So Myra's house, happy birthday. Also,
happy birthday.
Whose mama's that?
My mom.
You got a young mama. She's 52?
She is 52. And she's sister, but that's my mother. So happy birthday to my mom.
Happy birthday, mama.
Happy birthday.
Secondly, to all the devastating divas of the Epsilon Theta chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Happy Charter Day to all of us. We are 61 years old today. So I wanted to shout out all of my
What a flip phone. All right, go ahead.
And then lastly, you can find me at www.myliratransforms.com. I am super duper appreciative of you guys, and I love each and every one of you. My phone number is always the same. I get phone calls all the time from the Colyar clan, and I always answer. So 757-609-0694. Peace, love, and light, and y'all make sure y'all keep making a difference in other people's lives.
We love you. Thank you. Leave us with your beautiful woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo, woo.
Hey, y'all, Mylira Green, LCSW, got a million other letters. She's fantastic, and I'm loving walking her do her walk. Yes, Miss Katie K.
Michael,